What is going on, YouTube? How you guys doing today? Today I want to make a video on what happened during the week one, and I'm going to share my predictions and how they did not turn out well. Stay tuned. Here we go. Let's check it out. Here are my recorded picks. I didn't do so well this week. I went 8-8. You know, it's not a losing week, but it could have been better, especially with that draw that happened this week. But overall, I could have did worse, I guess. But there was a lot of upsets this week, a lot of close games. That's for sure. So let's check it out in depth. Our first game of the season was between Buffalo Bills and the Super Bowl champions, LA Rams. I thought LA would come and win this very easily, defending their Super Bowl title. But Buffalo, wow, they shined in this one. They really kicked butt. The Rams just looked out of sync, and they didn't look ready. Maybe they celebrated a little too much, but Buffalo, they handled that pretty easily and won it 31-10. The next game between the Eagles and the Lions was a thriller. Wow, a lot closer than I expected. 38-35 Eagles. I predicted the Eagles to win this, but I thought they'd win it fairly easily, but a lot of offense. Wow, Detroit looked a lot better than expected. Or maybe the Eagles' defense looked worse than expected. There were some sloppy mistakes in that one, but hell of a game. And the Eagles did win like they were supposed to. The Chicago Bears took care of business at home against the 49ers. Man, the 49ers just looked out of sync and just could not get anything together. Lots of penalties, lots of mistakes, turnovers, as expected, sloppy weather, and no preseason play together, really. All the starters really didn't play all preseason, so that's kind of expected, but Chicago just handled them, and they look better than maybe people expected. However, it's early, and the Chicago Bears got a victory at home. Wow, what a thriller in the Northeast here. The Steelers taking a victory on the road over Cincinnati. I personally had the Bengals winning here, but Joe Burrow, his O-line crumbled before him. He still had a great game. That last stand in the fourth quarter was tremendous, only to have the extra point blocked. The Steelers had bad injuries, tough injuries they're going to have to deal with. But they still toughed it out and got the victory on the road against a division rival. A tough one at that happened to just make the Super Bowl last season. The Miami Dolphins, the new-look Dolphins, they took care of business at home against the New England Patriots. I had the Dolphins winning this one personally. Even when Tom Brady was there, the Dolphins would always find a way to get a victory over the Patriots one way or another against Bill Belichick. So I had the Dolphins winning this one, and they look good. It's something screwy always tends to happen in those games, but again, it's a division rivalry. You can never count any team out. But the Dolphins look good here, and they got the win at home. Cleveland Browns ended up taking care of business against the Carolina Panthers here in a tight-knit game. This was a good game. I thought Baker Mayfield would get revenge against his former team, but I guess not. I was wrong here. But that's okay. Cleveland, I think, was favored here, even though they were on the road. They still got a good-looking team. They may have some issues and questions still, but their defense is pretty good. I think they still have some work to go, but an early victory for them, and we'll see how Carolina's going to look. They have to stay healthy, but I think Carolina can win a fair amount of games this year. They have a lot of talent. Don't! Wow, this game, I don't know. Houston almost upset Indianapolis, but still, it counts as an upset to me, even the fact that they tied. Come on, Indianapolis should have taken care of business and just destroyed Houston here. I don't know what happened. I guess it's week one, and again, it's a division rivalry. Anything can happen. But man, these guys played and left it all out on the field. But unfortunately, we still have ties in football, which I don't agree with personally. I don't know about you guys. But man, you got to play to win the game, not to tie. A game that is closer than it should have been, and Atlanta almost upset the Saints. I'm telling you, this is a week of upsets. But I thought Jameis Winston was going to have a huge game, and the Saints would just beat the Falcons and ride off into the sunset and look toward next week. But, man, they had to hang on, and they had to come back and win this one. I don't know. Atlanta, man, their offense is looking good still. But, yeah, the Saints, they got the win. The win that was expected, and the win was needed for their season. I think that I think the Saints are still built to be a tough team, even after Sean Payton and Drew Brees. We'll see. Now, on to the next game. Pretty straightforward victory here. Baltimore wins easily on the road against the New York Jets. Not much to say except the Jets are very bad. The Ravens are pretty good. I know they did have distractions all off season with the Lamar Jackson situation and Marquise Hollywood Brown leaving town, but still, the Ravens, this was pretty much expected here. Not much to say. Tough game here, but Carson Wentz looked really good. He looked like his former MVP self in Philadelphia. I had the Commanders winning here over Jacksonville, but Jacksonville played them tough. Their defense looked good. Trevor Lawrence looks okay. The Commanders just happen to play a better game. Their defense is great, and looks like they have a quarterback with them, and their running attack is going to be good. Terry McLaurin still looks good. And the Commanders, they won at home. They did what they were supposed to. On to the next game. What a great game we had here, and another upset that happened this week. Tennessee gets beat at home by the New York Giants. I mean, both sides have a lot of talent, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But New York they did it. Derrick Henry and the Titans were shut down, and the New York Giants got the upset victory. Their team is looking a little better this year. They got to stay healthy, but it's all up to Daniel Jones. It's a good start for the New York Giants. Bad start for the Tennessee Titans. However, it's only week 1, so there's no reason to get up in arms yet on both sides. Not saying the Giants are going to make the Super Bowl or the Tennessee Titans are going to end up with the first pick in the draft. No reason to panic yet. Another great game between division rivals. The LA Chargers defeat the Las Vegas Raiders. That's tough to say. I'm used to saying Oakland and San Diego. But the Chargers defeat the Raiders 24-19. I thought it'd be a little higher scoring than that, but I had the Chargers defeating the Raiders. Either way, I really didn't know who was going to win this game. They're both great teams, but the better team won. Justin Herbert, the better quarterback, took care of business. Now, Davante Adams looks awesome, though, with the Raiders. That is going to be a great matchup to watch all year. Derek Carr to Davante Adams, former teammates at Fresno State. Look out for that. That's going to be exciting. The Kansas City Chiefs show the world they're still on top and still a top-tier NFL team, and Patrick Mahomes is still an elite quarterback in this league, if anyone was doubting that in the first place. But they handled the Cardinals fairly easy. Now, I know DeAndre Hopkins is suspended right now, but the Cardinals, they got beat at home bad. I expected this, though, but the Chiefs handled them, and they're on to the next week. They're on to their next opponent. And the Cardinals will look to rebound next week. Wow, what a surprise here. Or was it really? The Vikings at home winning 23-7 over Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers kind of had a rough, bumpy offseason. The Vikings, meanwhile, had a quiet, under-the-radar offseason, and Kirk Cousins yet again and Justin Jefferson yet again fly under the radar and have a great game. Green Bay, they got to get their stuff together, but wow, Minnesota, they look great. Their offense is high-flying. Let's see if they can hold it together the rest of the season and how the NFC North is going to turn out. Tom Brady is back again. And in front of America on Sunday Night Football, he gets the victory in old Tom Brady fashion. 19-3 on the road against Dallas. I know Dallas had some injuries. Dak Prescott unfortunately broke his hand. And I thought this would be a high-scoring game. Offensive juggernauts going at it. But, injuries always lead to disappointment. Let's see how Dallas does in the following weeks and how they sustain from these injuries. The Buccaneers look like their old selves from their Super Bowl run 2 years ago. Let's see where both of these teams go in the following weeks. Monday Night Football. Russell Wilson returns to Seattle in his new uniform with the Denver Broncos, and it fails. This caught me by surprise. I thought Seattle was going to get stomped. But Geno Smith and the Seahawks were resilient. That 12th man and those fans are crazy loud. They certainly helped that Seahawks team to a victory. Denver, they must still be getting it together. The new offense, and that they're supposed to have a powerful defense too, and they did look good. I think Denver's going to be just fine. I think this is just a great game for both teams and an excellent Week 1 Monday night matchup. I mean, as good as you can get. This was a great way to end Week 1. And Russell Wilson, I think he'll be fine. I think the Broncos will be fine. Seahawks, I don't know, however. I think they're still going to end up in the gutter, but it was great for them, and it was great for their fans, and great for the city of Seattle. That's for sure. All right, thank you guys for checking out my channel. Thank you for checking out my video. I'd like you to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let's talk some football season, guys. Let's have a good time. All right, I'm out.